guide me on what it is that I need to do, and looking at that mirror fully at myself on what it is I need to do to be the better me so that I can be better for everyone.
This is Lencia Marshall, International Impact Engaged speaker and CEO of High Heels and Pearls, and also the CEO of LLM International. Hey girl! So I began this journey because I realized that I was always angry. My father brought it to my attention that I was always angry. I didn't realize it on my own. But once I realized that I was always angry, I said, wait a minute, what is it that's making me angry? Why am I this way? Like, why is it that small things set me off? And I realized the underlying thing was is that I was masking my hurt with anger. And so that's not the life I wanted to live. That's not the life I wanted to pass down to my kids or for my children to see. I wanted them to see a healthy mom. So I started this 45-day journey, and I said every day I'm going to focus on something that makes me a better person. It didn't happen overnight, but I chose one thing every day that I was going to focus on, and that was going to continue to be my focus throughout my life. I didn't want it to be a temporary thing. I didn't want it to be a diet. I wanted it to be a lifestyle change, and that's where all of this came from. And I realized going to therapy, you start to realize things about yourself. You start to realize that the issues that are, that you think is buried underneath is really not. It's coming out in your everyday life, and it's coming out in other ways. And so I just didn't want that to be my story. I didn't want that to be my ending. So I went through this journey, and let me tell you, it was difficult. It was difficult. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of hard days. It was very difficult to be able to look in the mirror and see who I am for real.
You don't deal with you on the inside, everything around you can only go to this level.
I've always been the go-to friend, right? I've always been the go-to person, whether it was friendships, ministry, whatever. I've always been that person, but I realized that throughout my life, I had been pouring into people, but a lot of times that pouring was toxic, right? I could say something good, but the spirit behind it wasn't, it wasn't conducive to that person's life. So I really just continued to do what I'd always done, but I did it with a different spirit behind it. So when people would come to me now, that pouring that I was doing, it wasn't toxic anymore. It was pure, it was authentic, it was genuine. And if I said, girl, you're cute, there wasn't a thought in the back of my mind that said, okay, she's really not cute, or no, it was all about, let me pour into you everything that I have in me, because there's something in you that doesn't like you, or there's something in you that, that you have an issue with, so let me help you not have an issue with it. I realized that I could do the same thing and do it in a positive way and uplift people, not just with my words, but with my inner self, that everything that was coming out of me and going into them, that it was something of purity. I think that was probably within maybe the last 5 or 6 years. And it's funny because memories on Facebook, it takes you back, right? So I look at these memories and I was like, I was saying the same thing 10, 11 years ago. Why weren't people listening to me then? Because people can see. They can see. And they see not only with their eyes, but they can see with their hearts. They can see, with their soul. And they're like, wait a minute, you're saying this and you're giving encouraging words, but you're really hurt. So I can't really internalize what it is that you're saying because you're in pain. So the words that you're saying really means nothing to me now, because I see that that's not the life that you're living for yourself. So I'm out here encouraging everyone else and couldn't even encourage myself. But the difference now is that I have done the work on myself, and I've gone through the journey, and my journey hasn't ended. I'm still on my journey. There's still work to be done, but at this juncture, everything that I have and everything that I've accomplished, I am 100% trying to pour back into everyone that is ready to receive it. Grind and Grace, the 21-Day Purpose Guide for the Strong Friend, is a book that it took me 6 years to write. So this is part, when I first started writing the book, there was a part of me that did not want to be 100% transparent, right? I didn't want to tell people about my flaws. I didn't want to tell people about the inner, you don't want people to know you're trash, right? So in the beginning, I was writing it and I was like, you know what? This is just going to be a how-to book, right? It's a how-to book, and just take this 45-day journey and I'm going to make it a how-to book. But somewhere along the way, when I started realizing that I needed to share the real journey that I was on, my heart began to be poured into the book. And it went crazy because there was one point where I was almost done. And my computer erased the entire book. The entire book. So then I had to start all over again. And when I started all over again, like I started to do things like pray. And I was like, Lord, I need for people to feel this, like feel it for real. Like they need to feel this in here. I'm not Jesus, okay? Jesus wanted to reach the masses. And though I want to reach the masses, I want to reach the masses that's for me to reach. And we can cross over and try to reach so many people that really aren't for us to reach. Like they're not your assignment. That's not where your purpose is. And so that direction of knowing who it is that I should have been targeting and knowing who it is that were going through the same issues that I was going through, it helped me better define this book and be able to make it more impactful. So I'm loving the reviews coming from the book. People are texting me and calling me, FaceTiming me, crying about how the book is really, really impacting their life. It's my sophomore baby, but it's definitely an impactful, life-changing book. Not just for me as writing it, but for the people that read it too. This book has gone international. And I've gotten text messages about wanting to order books for ministries, for the women's ministries in different areas. So I'm excited, and I'm not excited about the book being sold. I'm excited because people are actually opening up the pages and saying, I feel like I need something, right? So the first step to solving a problem is realizing that you have a problem. So when you open the book and you say, wait, let me read these pages on here, let me take a couple of notes. That is what I'm excited. November the 15th through the 17th, you get the exclusive. November the 15th through the 17th, Grind and Grace, the retreat is coming to Chicago. So it's pretty much everything based around the book, but it's that one-on-one time, and that's really digging deep. Like that girl talk, we're gonna take girl talk to a whole other level. It's about really, really facing the demons that we see in the mirror every day and being able to reverse that. Being able to speak that out of your life. Declaring and decreeing, it's everything. My whole life is ministry mixed with the marketplace. I tried to separate the two and it didn't work for me, right? I tried to do ministry because I'm an ordained minister, so I was like, okay, well, preaching is my life. Let's just do this preaching thing, right? But God was still tugging on me like, that's part of who you are, but I have purposed you to go to the highways and the byways, right? And I'm like, well, you want me to just walk up down the streets and tell people about Jesus? And no, I need for you to tell your story. I did not deliver you. I did not bring you out of these situations for you to keep it to yourself. So I need you to share these things. I need you to share your journey. I need you to share, your innermost secrets. I need you to share the things that made you stay up at night and cry. I need you to share with people that you were suicidal. I need you to share with people that depression was there. I need you to share because when people see you now, they're like, wait a minute, if she made it through that, I can too. Coming up in 2020, my plan is to go and pour more. And I don't want to just speak. I want to actually pour and impact people, right? So that's my goal for 2020 is to pour more. There's another book on the horizon. They're not just for me, but my husband and I are going to partner together and do a book because people are calling my husband Dr. Marshall. They call him Dr. Marshall because he has so much insight and he's very wise for his age. So we're gonna do this book thing together because he likes to give me all of his pouring, right? And he's an ordained minister too. So from the pulpit he pours, but people will not know that he has in him what's in him until they actually sit down and have a conversation. So we're gonna birth out that book. Hopefully late 2020, that's going to happen. And we're going to do some husband and wife retreats. I got some stuff in the works for 2020. But my whole goal is to make sure that I impact people one person at a time, and I do it in a positive way. And I leave my imprint to where 20 years from now, people can say, you know what? She did this for me without me actually doing. You get what I'm saying? Like that pouring into them can change their life, and that's what I want people to say about me. So I like to sign my books and leave a personal message to each person that purchases the book for me. And I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I love people so much and I like pouring into people. So I said I wanted to put a special message in each book. So if you want to purchase a hard copy of the book, you can do so on my website, www.LLM-international.org. Or if you want the ebook, you can go on Amazon. It's Grind and Grace, the 21-Day Purpose Guide for the Strong Friend. And you can find it on Amazon. Download the ebook, read it on the train, in your free time, your spare time, it's there. Also, tickets will go on sale soon for the retreat, but you gotta have the book in order to get first dibs at tickets, because I wanna make sure that those that have supported this book actually get that first chance at the seats, because seats are limited for Grind and Grace the Retreat Chicago. So get your copy of the book today so that you can get that email and be one of the first ones to be a part of Grind and Grace the Retreat. Shout out to Live Limitless Authors Academy and Sierra Rains Jones for helping me bring this book to life. I appreciate it. Shout out to CEO Chicks for definitely being my backbone in this thing and providing coaching, providing therapy, providing emotional and spiritual support, all of that. And last but not least, shout out to my husband, who definitely, supports everything that I do. This book would not have happened, and the personal development that I've worked on would not have happened without him actually allowing me to be me and it be a safe space. So, I am Lencia Marshall, and you're watching theNSider.
The best version of yourself. The best version. What does she look like? Who stands behind her? I want you to look within her